Welcome to Mining Review Africa at Mining Indaba 2025. I'm chatting to George Jacob, Sales Manager from TAKRAF. George, welcome.
Thank you so much, Rochelle. Good to be on at the Mining Indaba 2025. Always a pleasure to be back.
I'm glad. So, George, give us an overview of your company's operations over the past year and what are some of your capital projects?
Sure. So TAKRAF is, as you know, is a global player in terms of offering engineered solutions and services in the mining industry. So 2024 was a challenging year. I mean, across the industry, mining wasn't any exception. But yeah, I mean, so I think various factors in play in terms of, the contributing to sort of the sideways trend in the mining industry. I think if you look at, the geopolitically, I think there is a lot of changes happening. And seeing similar story with the emerging economies, the growth is slowing down a bit, especially in China and India. It is a key driver for commodity. And there is a lot of technological shift. Like if you look at the power sector, there is a growing trend to move away from the conventional sources of energy to more renewable sources like the wind and power and geothermal maybe. Yeah. And if you look at the automobile sector as well, there is a shift from internal combustion engines to, hybrid and, more of a electric and maybe hydrogen at one point. But yeah, we're looking forward to it. But yeah, so all these resulted in the commodity prices, sort of softening. And a lot of the, I would say like the greenfield and brownfield projects either put on hold or delayed. So it had an impact on our business as well. But the good thing was, on one side we had a, sort of a decline in terms of delayed response from some of our clients. And so, the capital side's not the best, but on the aftermarket side, it sort of balanced out a bit because when the capital side takes a knock, aftermarket shoulders the pain.
Yes.
So yes, that was a good thing for sure. In terms of the projects, our team was, I would say, relatively busy because we had some carryover from the previous year as well. So we were doing busy with the high capacity loadout station for the iron ore project in Mauritania. And moving to the copper belt, we had a machine installation, the stockyard machine installation at a copper smelter in the DRC. There were 3 machines, so one was a circular blending stockyard and 2 portal reclaimers going into the buffer stockyard. And coming down to South Africa, we were busy with a clinker loadout facility, which is basically a truck unloading station for Plingza, for a cement operator, it's one of our regular clients. So so that's some of the activities on the BMH or the bulk material handling side. Moving to the TAKRAF product side, where we do a lot of mission products and standalone products with a minimum sort of improvements on the design, I would say. So it's a regular product for us. We were busy with 2 Bradford breakers, which went into the coal mines in Mpumalanga. One for a coal major and the other one for a junior miner. And then we were also busy with the apron feeder product, which is also a sort of a regular product which you roll out on a continuous basis. The one was going into a coal mine again in the Middelburg area, and another one for a manganese operation in the Northern Cape.
Okay.
And some of the apron feeders also went overseas. This was for a potash project in Canada, and where we were working closely with our colleagues in Canadian office, so that the business unit which caters to that region. So so we were fortunate to land that project as well. And on the solid liquid separation side, which is the Dalco brand which we promote, so there we were busy with a few projects as well. The notable one would be a flotation plant for a PGM operation in South Africa, and the other one is some thickeners which went into a gold operation in Tanzania, and on some linear screens, which is screening, continuous screening, which we supplied into a copper operation in Botswana, and Another one went to a gold operation in Liberia. And these two are repeat clients of ours. So I think from a customer support point of view, that's way, I think, if you support the customers well, they keep coming back for more.
Of course, of course. Explain to us your aftermarket support and how it has evolved over the year to ensure you stay ahead of the curve.
Sure. And I think I briefly mentioned about the aftermarket role in terms of our business. So it is one of our key pillars, which sort of works across our product line, the TAKRAF systems, TAKRAF products, and the solid liquid, which is a Delta side. So that's actually something which we've been continuously supporting. And to answer your question, how we sort of staying ahead of the curve. So there are a lot of requirements these days from the client to have a vendor-based sort of vendor would manage the inventory for the client. So vendor managed inventory, VMI, we call it, and then the just-in-time, support in terms of aftermarket. So we're trying to address some of these requests, sort of working hand in hand with the client, and trying to incorporate some of the, technology advancements which is happening in terms of like B2B, and also going into the digitalization space. So we have like QR codes on our products. So if somebody with a smart gadget can scan our machine or equipment, they can get to who to contact at the office and what are the drawings which are related to that specific equipment. So it is actually more hands-on for them, and trying to also, like, these days people are raving about the AI and how it can improve the predictive maintenance. So there are a lot of initiatives which are happening in that space as well. So we watching that space, and as I said, like, client is quite important, and most of the orders which we get are repeat orders, from the client. So
of course.
So we're trying to address that for sure.
List some examples of your ongoing commitment to ESG benefits for your stakeholders, customers, and your employees.
Sure. So if you look at TAKRAF Group, it's like got 3 centuries of, sort of innovation and trust, which we have gathered over a period of this, this long time. And innovation and sort of sustainability are key drivers within the group. It's a part of our corporate strategy as well. So I think we probably are one of the OEMs who have issued the sustainability report. This was issued in 2023 as per the European Union guidelines. So the whole company is quite aware of the growing demands, the environmental demands from the client and within the organization as well. So we are pushing that agenda very aggressively, and we do have a lot of offerings within the company which goes into, supporting the client in terms of the ESG requirements. So if I were to give you some examples, the in-pit crushing and conveying system that we do, it sort of, takes out I wouldn't say take out, but reduces the yellow machine at the mining site. It's on the front end of the mining circuit. So, its material is continuously crushed and conveyed into the plant with a minimum sort of a carbon footprint, even call it that way, and it's more safer as well. And the other one, which I think I would like to mention, is the dry stack tailings systems that we do. So it is on the tail end of the circuit. So with the mine tailings, generally they go the wet route, which is environmentally also there is chances of dam failures, and it's getting more and more sort of prevalent these days. And this community around it also, it is also taking the knock because of the seepage of acidic water into the ground. So the ground quality of the groundwater is also at risk, with the wet option. So we're pushing this dry stack tailings in a big way, and we offer a complete solution, like from, the thickening, dewatering, conveying, and dumping. So it actually combines all the synergies within the organization for both the TAKRAF and the upper side, and offering something for the client for the betterment of the environment and, reducing the carbon footprint, and many factors at play.
Of course. And then lastly, what are your plans for 2025, and are there any specific areas of focus?
Okay. 2025, I would say like it started out with the positive note because we had a lot of orders which got delayed last year. So it's trickling in the early part of the year. So I think we started on a good note for sure. Do we expect any fireworks? Not really. So it is, yeah, I think the mining sector, as I said, is evolving slowly in terms of, the new technologies and the disruption which is coming geopolitically as well. So, but having said that, I think we are quite bullish on copper and uranium because we feel like in 2 years' time, at least by 2030, that is the demand supply gap, especially on copper, is going to go drastically, and there is no way, some of the South American mines, which was, a key producer of copper, probably that sort of production is sort of plateauing. But I think there is a lot of opportunity for Africa to, play a big role in the electrification, story, which is evolving. And our focus is around the Copper Belt area because that's where a lot of these, between DRC and Zambia, the copper production is likely to sort of, they're saying about threefold. But I think from the DRC perspective, maybe it is not that great. But on the Zambian side, I think we are sitting at about 800,000 tons at this point. They want to push it up to 3 million tons per annum. So,
Okay, great.
which is a good thing. And the other area which we are focusing quite a bit is the development in the Middle East. So there's a lot of shift from oil and gas to mining, and we watching that space very carefully and trying to see how we can play a part in the mining sort of industry in the Middle East.
Okay, great. Well, George, thank you so much for joining Mining Review Africa.
Thank you so much for having me.